Welcome back to Chicago Independent Television. Renaissance 2010 is a controversial Chicago school initiative which critics say could harm schools and students. We'll now hear from a Chicago teacher about the growing opposition to the plan.
My name is Jackson Potter. I'm a member of the Chicago Teachers Union. I teach social studies at Little Village Lawndale School of Social Justice, and I'm a union delegate. I've been teaching for approximately 6 years now. I started my career at Englewood High School, and they shut us down with Renaissance 2010, so I'm very interested in this issue and what it does. So Renaissance 2010 was an initiative begun in 2004 by Mayor Daley and the Board of Education, feasibly to close down 60 to 70 neighborhood schools and reopen 100 new schools. So Renaissance 2010 was initiated by the Civic Committee of the Commercial Club of Chicago in 2003 in a report known as Left Behind. And it essentially asserted that the Chicago Teachers Union was interfering with creating quality public education in the city. So what they've done ever since they declared war on the union in 2004 is systematically remove union schools from existence and replace them with non-union charter and contract schools. So what Renaissance 2010 does is it gives, in particular, these two types of schools, contract and charter schools, the right and authority to recruit their students district-wide. What they also do is they have ingenious procedures they've devised to restrict students who are undesirable. So undesirable can mean any number of things. If they have special education needs, that means more resources, maybe lower test scores. If they have discipline problems, if they have English language learning needs. So these types of students under the charter and contract model can easily be excluded from enrollment. And what it does is it sets up this unfair advantage that these new buildings have at not only recruiting students that they choose, but also improving their test scores disproportionately and making the traditional schools look like they're not performing at the same level, and leading this process to spiral into a continuous tsunami that's engulfing our neighborhood schools, destroying these buildings that have been around for generations, and depriving them of resources they need to survive and better the education of these young people throughout the city. So we realized over time that this was a fraudulent process that didn't really involve the community, didn't listen to the voices of parents, teachers, and students, the three major constituents that are affected by every policy. And you have the Board of Education that is run by bankers and financial moguls. So virtually none of these people represent schools and students and regular people in Chicago. They represent the financial interests. So the resistance sort of began and sprung up from this realization that we were being shut out of the decision-making process. And we developed a coalition that started fighting this, that brought together all the schools that have been targeted in this year's list, 22 school communities. And we were able, for the first time, to get 6 schools off the list. In previous years, we'd only succeeded in getting 1 school off the list. So I think by virtue of all of this organizing and the development of linking together the major constituents that are affected by the policies, we have successfully turned a corner and now are prepared to really overturn the policy as it exists today. There's also the Soto bill, which is now working its way through the House in Springfield. And the Soto bill is HB 363. It's calling for the retroactive overturn of the 16 school closures, consolidations, phase-outs, and turnarounds that were declared in February. So we are hopeful that this will pass the House. It's a whole nother matter in the Senate. But with a groundswell of opposition that's been growing and growing, we're confident that it will at least get our issue into the public realm and make people start discussing it constantly and make it much more difficult for them to do this sort of thing in the future to come. Look out for us going to Springfield and lobbying for these things in May. Please join us. We're going to charter a bus or two. We also plan to do something around May 17th, which is the anniversary, the 55th anniversary of Brown versus Board of Education. We want to make it known that what the city is doing disproportionately harms students of color and in low-income communities. Please feel free to contact us at courtteachers@gmail.com. .com. And also, you could look at our website, www.coreteachers.com or coreteachers.org, and we have all our contact information there as well.
You've been watching Chicago Independent Television, a project of the Chicago Independent Media Center Video Collective. The Independent Media Center is a growing worldwide network of media producers, journalists, citizens, and activists, working to put the media in the hands of everyday people and away from corporate and commercial interests. To learn more, visit our website at chicago.indiemedia.org. There you can find out about upcoming Chicago area events and how to get involved in making your own media, including how to help make this very TV show. Thanks for watching. See you next time.